Please welcome the producer, one of the producers of Wonder Wheel, Erika Aronson, and the cast of Wonder Wheel, Juno Temple, Timberlake, Belushi, and Kate Winslet. Welcome, guys. Look at this crowd, and they really love the movie, so congratulations. Have a seat, grab your mic. Here you go, Justin. Right there. And, wow. So, you get to work at Coney Island. That would be so cool. Kate, let me start with you. This is the first time you've worked with Woody Allen. And what was it like for you? I mean, getting this role, which is just a great role. He writes great roles for women, first of all.
Yes.
And a terrific screenwriter, obviously, and director. So what was it like for you to come into this world of Woody and make this movie?
Hi, everyone. I said, it's rammed, this is good. I've been here and it's been half full. So thank you for turning out on a Friday night. So working with Woody, I mean, it's, you know, how long have you got? I mean, it's both terrifying and completely exhilarating. From the moment I read the script, I felt that way, terrified and exhilarated. And actually, when I did first read it, I sat there and I felt terribly disappointed because I knew there was just no way that I was going to play the part and someone else was going to have to do it because it was just too difficult, and it was just going to be a terrible shame that this moment was going to happen where I was going to watch another actress play Ginny because I just didn't have the stuff to do it. And I looked my husband in the eye and I said, it's absolutely brilliant, but I just can't do it. And then my daughter walked past me and she went, oh, for fuck's sake, get over yourself. I was like, okay. But you're right, you know, Woody does write extraordinary roles for women, and I definitely felt, I felt proud to join a long list of extraordinary actresses who have played leading roles for him. And that sense of responsibility actually was quite present in me too. I just thought, God, I've really not got to, I just can't fuck this up. And I think we probably all felt that way every day on the set because it's highly charged and the sheer volume of dialogue. And it's wonderful, it's extraordinary to have all of those glorious words to say and the rhythms of all of it. You know, and Woody, because he's a musician, he knows about rhythm. So if a scene is too long, he will just get up and walk away and then turn back and say, oh, are you still talking? It's not done? No, there's a whole other 3 pages of the scene that you wrote. You're still talking? Yes. Oh, we gotta go to lunch. No, we gotta fix this. You really still talking? I would never write that. Did I write that? And then he would be very candid about how long he felt the scene was and how it would be considerably better if you made it shorter. And I was quite surprised to see that side of him actually, because I thought he would be very specific and really want to stick to the words, but he would regularly say, you know, if you don't like the word, you just throw them out, just say something else. And you think, no, obviously I'm not going to do that. But it was, you know, the whole experience was extraordinary. But it was like a white knuckle ride, really. I think probably for all of us.
Yeah. What about you, Justin? Because you had a dual role here, not only playing Mickey but also being the narrator. of the story here. And I was struck when Kate was talking about the rhythm of the dialogue, because you really seem to adapt to the rhythm of, maybe that's because you're also a musician too, you know, but yeah.
Allegedly.
You may have heard. Talk about, this is the first time for you working with.
I don't know what Kate's talking about. I was totally calm the whole time. It was very easy. That's a lie. Yeah, I mean, we actually shared a lot of our own dialogue together in a makeup trailer about how fucking terrified we all were. But yeah, I think as we are all specifically Woody Allen cinephiles in this room, am I right? Yeah. You know, his films have a rhythm. They have a poetry and musicality to them. And when I first read the script, I equally shit my pants, figuratively. But yeah, there was a sort of duality to what I felt my character was doing, which was to sort of exonerate himself through the audience. And you don't quite know that until the movie goes on, as you learn by watching it. But yeah, I think my favorite part about working with Woody Allen was that he's Woody Allen, and he's obviously, when you talk about writer-directors, there's a handful of them that could probably be on this sort of Mount Rushmore of writer-directors, because that's a very rare thing to come across where they actually really are masters at both at the same time. And I think what Kate mentioned was a window into what makes Woody so genius that I had no idea he embodied, which was, if something wasn't working, his first instinct was, and I know she was a very good Woody Allen, you did, by the way, but he really would, he would say, this doesn't work, did I write this? And she's right, but he really would, his first instinct would be that if it wasn't working, it wasn't because of the four of us, which, by the way, could very well have been. But his first instinct was that, oh, I need to rework this as a writer. I need to go back and either be more succinct or, more cryptic in a way based on what I want these characters to say or not say. But yeah, every day working on this movie was, we had to get done by like 2 p.m. because he had shit to do. And we were all terrified every day, but like I sort of described this, one of my very good friends who was a cinephile as well, like, what was it like? You got to tell me everything. And I said, honestly, it was like, working on this film was like, it was a play on locations. And I think that really comes through when you watch it. It really plays like a play. But we actually got to be at Coney Island. Like, I was actually on a lifeguard stand at Coney Island in way too short of shorts.
How did those come about?
And they didn't come about comfortably, Pete. But no, it really was for me a wonderful experience in realizing how much. How many weapons we get to use as actors when everybody is firing on all cylinders. Because the wardrobe was fantastic, and obviously, you know, I mean, it's like the cinematography. The greatest living cinematographer shot this movie, and you know, you felt like you were really equipped with so many weapons to play the character.
You guys, by the way, all look great with those lights of Coney Island with Storaro's photography, which is amazing. When you see that on your faces and the way that was done, it's really extraordinary. Jim, well, as you said, this is your first Q&A. So, great.
I mean, I've been questioned by police.
That was Q&A. So what was the experience like for you? You told me you didn't think you were going to get this role.
My agent fought for it, and I went, ain't gonna happen. Then out of the blue, I was in the top 5. And I went, Goodman's gonna fucking get it. Forget it, ain't gonna happen. And then, I got it. And it was a terrifying experience because walking on the set, I mean, here's Kate with these like Academy Award ghosts kind of floating over. There's Woody with 8 of them, 12 of them. There's Victoria with I don't know how many he has. And I had a Emmy nomination for writing on Saturday Night Live in 1983. Walking with blood stains, you know, just trying to hold my breath. You know, and the first big scene we did, Kate and I did in the bedroom. You know, usually when you shoot a movie, you come in, you go to the set, and you talk, you rehearse it. They talk to DP, lighting, rehearse it. Then we go upstairs and put our makeup on, costume, and come down and rehearse again and shoot it. With Woody, it was like we were upstairs, makeup, hair, costume. They called us. We came down and the set was lit. The camera was set. And we had rehearsed. And he said, well, here's the camera.
Everyone's got to do their Woody impression.
He was very gentle and soft-spoken, while I'm very deaf. So this is how I heard him. I'm in a band, so I am a little deaf, but he'd say you walk out of the camera if you go here, and you walk out of the camera if you go here, but everything else in the bedroom, you can just do what you want, what you guys do, just go ahead, and the camera's ready, you want to just shoot on? This was a long scene with Kate and I, and we hadn't even run the lines in the makeup. And I look at her, and she looked at me, and we were like, I got it, baby. You got it? She's like, we got it. Action. Kate and I acted our asses off. I moved to the right, she countered to the left, and I went down to the door. She came up and shit up with the light in her face. She always knows where the camera is. So I just follow her face, and there's the camera. Down. Beautiful. I've never felt so beautiful acting before. We look at each other like, we're fucking hot.
So proud of us.
Woody comes in. Oh, that scene, what you just did was, I think, one of the finest, probably the best example of apathetic acting I've ever seen. If I put that scene in the movie, people will be in the lobby in 3 minutes. And I said, so you want us to pick it up? Yeah, talk like normal people. dead. He was funny, man.
It would happen a lot, and Jim's right, that the only thing to do, because he is very funny, the only thing to do is laugh.
Oh, what else are you gonna do?
What else are you gonna do?
I mean, one day he was accusing her, remember the outdoor thing?
Oh, I remember it very well. So there was
First of all, he was calling me John. I said to my agent, you sure he doesn't think he's I mean, he was over there trying to slip his mind.
Which, by the way, like, with Woody, like, there's a level where, like, does he think I'm someone else?
I don't think he really knew who you were at all.
At all!
It doesn't matter. But he would call Jim John.
You did the turn.
Oh yeah, so then, we have to do the action stuff, So there's the scene that we're doing together at the carousel, and it's when Ginny starts smoking, he says, what are you doing? She goes, I'm smoking. And then Woody,
Then you have to cross.
he said that he shot the whole thing in one shot, and Jim and I going, we're never going to get it all in this one shot. This is like,
He's got to do a close-up of the hoof of the horse.
and Jim was getting really pissed off. He's like, this is a good scene. He's going to miss the whole thing. It's going to be on my back of my head, back of your head. Anyway, we just stick with it. So Woody says, if you could just walk past Jim a little way, and then, because the camera's over there, and then just turn, and then, do the rest of the scene. So I said, okay. So I walk past Jim like this. I go, I'm smoking. And I walk past, he goes, no, stop.
Stop.
You look like Joan Crawford. And then he goes like this, and he goes, absolutely impersonated what I did not do. It was so funny.
So I called her Joan the rest of the day, and she called me John. It's been a wonderful day with Woody that day.
Yeah, it was constant.
Juno, wonderful performance as Carolina. I've heard all these stories about Woody Allen when he brings actors in to meet them, or, to be in the movie, and, you walk in the office and it's like 30 seconds and he says, okay, see you later. Is that true? What was your experience in getting this role with Woody?
Is this, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on.
So I got a phone call saying that Woody Allen wanted to meet me, which I was definitely shocked, but I also had friends tell me that they had gone in, and it wasn't even 30 seconds, it was about 2.5. And he would say, take off your hat, they would take off her hat, and be like, great, and they'd leave. So I was like, well, okay, what's this going to be? So I go, and Patricia, our lovely casting director, she said, so are you ready? And I was like, I guess ready as I'll ever be. So go in, and he looks me up and down and goes, thank you for being here today. I was like, thank you for having me. And he was like, I just wanted to see that you were going to be what I thought you were going to be, and you are. And I made some awkward joke about, what you thought I might be a 6'2" man, and didn't go, it just felt flat. And then he goes, I've seen the things I've seen your work, and it's fine. I think this would work. And I was like, okay, all right. And then he just goes, do you want to read the scripts and see if you want to do it? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I could stay and read the script right now, absolutely. So then I sort of walked out for about 30 seconds, and then I got into a taxi, and then I got a phone call from the casting director saying, we've actually got the script here, turn around, come back. And I sat and read it, and at the time, the only person I knew who was attached was Kate, and reading the script with Kate Winslet in mind was just fucking explosive, It was just, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be the greatest thing in the entire world. And I've been a big fan of Kate's for a long time. I was just dying to do it, and then it sort of all happened from my work being fun.
It must have been a lot of fun to shoot on these locations, I would think. I mean, how many times you get to make a movie in an amusement park?
Also, my first day was with Justin, with him at the top of the life seat, and I had to be in a bathing suit, and it wasn't the weather that everyone was expecting, which is always the case, isn't it? You come out, it's freezing cold in Coney Island, and we get to be all sort of bubbly and sweet. Yeah, it was.
You know, but the fifth actor is Victoria. I mean, you know, you have a call sheet, you know, Kate's 1, Justin's 2, Juno's 3, I'm 4. After the first day, I realized, Kate's 2, Justin's 3, you're 4, I'm 5, because Victoria was 1. If you didn't like the scene, if you didn't like one line, we would do it over. And you can see by the beauty of what he did. I mean, he is the fifth actor in this piece. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
And Erika, this is the, you can applaud Victoria as well. I mean, it's really better. Erika, this is the second film that he has shot with Woody, did Cafe Society, right?
Yes.
And so, how do you produce a film for Woody Allen? He makes one of these a year, and obviously relies on you to just put it all out there. How do you get Coney Island, for instance, because you shot a lot of it there?
Well, first of all, when you're working for Woody, you're working on 3 films at once, because you're working on one that he is, has finished and is now going to be opening and all the publicity. You're raising money and doing pre-production for one, and you're already thinking about the next one. It's very hectic. You often forget exactly what you're doing and which film you're working for, but generally Woody writes a script and then he just starts working. He just starts casting, and he leaves it up to other people to find the money, to hope you have enough money. I mean, for Wonder Wheel, for example, he didn't have the money. He had a group of investors that committed to a certain amount of money, and he put the script out there, and it was read and looked at, and we looked at locations online, different places, but he was very insistent that he wanted it to be Coney Island, and we saw right away that it was going to be a lot more money than he had. So we said, well, let's take a little money and figure out, exactly how much money it's going to be. And then I went on a family trip to China with no internet, only to discover he was casting already. So I called up and said, "You've got to be kidding!" And luckily, his history and his reputation is such that I wouldn't say it's easy to get money, but we were able to partner with Amazon, and they funded the entire film. And
Amazon's got a lot of money.
I can't speak to that. I just know that they're very generous with it. But they were very happy to partner on this film and to distribute it in the U.S. and Canada.
And this is actually the first Amazon film, I think, that they're actually distributing themselves as Amazon Studios. They've been using other studios. This is the first one going out. Yeah, a whole new world.
It's a whole new world for them. Yeah, and they're doing a great job. And they're really excited about the film. So we're excited to partner with them, and they're also going to be distributing his next film, Rainy Day in New York, which is already in the editing room. So, he just never stops. But that's why
And he plays music on Monday nights.
Yeah,
and he does theater on Monday night.
Yeah, so.
This is the dramatic Woody Allen, this movie. We've seen all kinds of different movies and things, and this one struck me, you sort of touched on it, that it's a play. That's what you said, and you're right. It could be, except it's very cinematic. It's not a filmed play, obviously, but you could see this on the stage. Maybe that Tennessee Williams could have written this in the period that it's set in, which is extraordinary. Kate's role here is one stoplight short of Blanche Dubois, maybe. In some way, you know those characters. He writes these big, emotional characters. And as an actor, I think that is an extraordinary opportunity in this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost unheard of, And when I did Steve Jobs with Michael Fassbender, I would watch him, and as thrilled as I was with every second of my time there, I would look at Michael and I would think, God, it would be amazing if a director would write a gigantic role like that for a woman. And then, so when Wonder Wheel landed in my lap. I mean, I really, really couldn't believe it. And retaining that amount of dialogue, you know, there's always that question that people say of, how do you remember all those lines? And often the answer
All listeners, she knew every line. She never made a mistake. She was a machine of those lines. I don't know how she did it.
Well, I was really nervous, because the truth is, when you're on that set and you've blocked everything through, with the more complicated scenes, the scenes that would go on for sort of 13, 14 pages, and we would all be in them, and, you know, walking through the door and dumping a bag down, and changing out of the work uniform, putting a house coat on, cooking dinner, smoking, sweeping the drink from under the sink, you know, yelling at the kid for starting another fire. You know, with all of those things going, which was incredible, with all of those things going on in the scene, I was aware before we even started shooting anything, I thought, I've got to be bulletproof. I've got to be bulletproof, because if I'm scared, and if I'm clutching at lines, or if there's any part of me that just doesn't feel rock steady, I will actually get this wrong, and I'll make mistakes, and I'll be chasing with the moment, and I wanted to also, I think I did sort of subconsciously feel like I ought to be team leader a little bit, because as much as we all stuck together and were equal parts of the same team, I did feel like I had to be kind of front and centre, saying, come on, we can go into this battle together and we're going to win. And so I sort of spent the majority of the summer, actually, sort of 6 weeks from the point of knowing I was doing it to starting the shoot, in a strange state of semi-panic all the time, and calling all of my out-of-work actor friends and saying, please, I'll pay you. Just, please. Just come and stay for a week. I'll cook. It'll be really relaxing. But I have got to learn these things. So just, please, can you just, and then one after another, just my well-meaning, lovely friends, my husband, the kids. It became a sort of a shared experience. You know, my 13-year-old Joe would be on a hike and he'd say, right, Mum, let's do it. Mickey and Jimmy, under the boardwalk, go. And he had learned it as well. And I'd go, oh yeah, okay, let's do it. And we would just drill. We'd be hiking, paddleboarding, cooking, anything. And it just became this constant hum. So by the time we did come to shooting, I didn't feel completely ready at all. I don't think I ever achieved that feeling of being ready, not on any day. But I certainly felt that I wasn't going to fall apart, and that I was going to be able to play her. You know, I wanted to play her and be her and enjoy that and make mistakes and know that I had another option up my sleeve and be open to the other actors and finding these characters together. But you can't do that if you don't know your lines. And so I did do my best to learn as much of them as I could before.
You told me you are going to be shooting 33 pages this week.
We ran after a while.
Yeah. We would buddy up on rides home regularly just so we could run scenes. And we'd be so happy when there was traffic. We'd be like, oh, brilliant. Great, it's a red light, fantastic.
But he shoots so fast, we would shoot 4 scenes in a day. It's like, you know, what is this, Law and Order? I mean, we're moving. There's no turnarounds, there's nothing. It's in one, and we're done. We'll go out on the next scene.
And Eric, doesn't Woody budget in like reshoot time? I mean, usually in a lot of his movies, he'll go after the movies stop shooting, he'll then go back and say, I gotta like redo stuff. But did that happen on this film?
No, during the shoot, he'll watch dailies and try to reshoot a scene or two, but he doesn't even go to his screening room anymore to watch the dailies. He replays them on the little monitor, and he'll decide if there's something that needs to be fixed, and they'll find if the location's available, fit it in. But it's very unusual to come back again after we wrap and then do reshoots.
Yeah.
I don't, did you loop?
I didn't.
I didn't do
No,
the movie either.
he doesn't like it, does he, Erika? He doesn't like looping, ADR, nothing.
No.
No, he
Well, interestingly enough, he will know the which take he liked, and he will actually remember if there was some sort of airplane or, you know, someone dropped something, you know, in the background, and he'll have you record lines wild after you finish the scene, and then you'll record on set wild everything, and he'll, you know, I was like, that's all you need? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's fine, it's you know, it's, that's, the sound editors are very good. That was it.
But you did all your narration, you had to go in and look at the film, I mean, in terms of looping or...
That was the only thing that after he got into the editing process that, you know, funny enough, there were probably 2 or 3 monologues that my character does to camera that came out of the movie, you know, just based on what I assume, and, you know, I think all the better for it, pace the movie, you know, more like he wanted it to feel and move at a swifter, you know, at a swifter rate, and so there were certain monologues that I recorded to, you know, that we'd shoot a whole scene of, usually in a one-oneer, which is he would sometimes, you know, sort of edit down, and so I actually went back in New York and just recorded, you know, shorter versions of that so he could play around and use it in the editing process.
Yeah. It is, it's amazing to hear about your adventures with Woody Allen, but more importantly to the performances that all of you gave and got on the screen here. It really is like watching rich acting from a different era that we don't get to experience a lot. So congratulations and thanks for coming on.